No doubt Alex Eala is biggest PH sports figure of the year. Alex Eala stood at the forefront of an eventful Philippine sports scene in the year about to end, pushing the country to greater heights with a breakout WTA season that redefined her rise in world tennis. The 20-year-old charmer delivered on every stage, from the Pro U.S. Tour to the Grand Slams, before capping it with a golden run in the 33rd Southeast Asian Games in Thailand recently. To end the year on this high is such an amazing thing. I wouldn't have thought it would happen at the start of the year, said Eala, after her historic Games stint that started as the country's flag bearer and ended with a gold medal in the women's singles. She also had a pair of bronze medals from the women's team and mixed doubles. The Miami Open was Eala's launching pad as she entered the WTA 1000 event as a wild card who shocked the world by defeating 3 Grand Slam champions, a first for any Filipino and any wild card entry in the tournament's history. She stunned Yelena Ostapenko, took down Madison Keys, and produced her biggest upset yet by eliminating one of the best netters in the globe in Iga Swiatek. Eala's dream run ended in the semifinals, where she pushed eventual runner-up Jessica Pegula before falling 6-7-3, 7-5, 3-6. The fight in Eala and the way she always broke down after every win endeared her to the world and reignited the passion in the sport the country had lost when Filipinos faltered on the international front. She would then barge into the top 75, from number 147 at the start of the year, after Miami to gain outright berths in Grand Slam events, where she made her debut in the French Open against Colombia's Emiliana Arango, but fell short of a comeback in 3 sets. She also made her appearance at Wimbledon and impressed defending champion Barbara Krejcikova despite yielding a 6-3, 2-6, 1-6 result. In August, Eala returned to familiar ground at the U.S. Open, where she once won the girls' singles title. This time, she made history again by becoming the first Filipino to win a Grand Slam main draw match at Flushing Meadows after outlasting Denmark's Clara Tauson 6-3, 2-6, 7-6, 11, before bowing out to Spain's Cristina Buxa 4-6, 3-6 in the second round. Eala also won her first ever WTA title in the Guadalajara 125 Open, beating Punna Udvardy 1-6, 7-5, 6-3 last September. She also had a runner-up finish in the Eastbourne Open, WTA 250, falling short to Maya Joint 4-6, 6-1, 6, 10-7. The Filipino athlete suffered from a series of first-round exits in her final WTA games of the season in Asia, but she still achieved a career-high ranking of number 50 and pocketed $907, 777, around P52.65 million, in prize money with a 40-26 win-loss record. Eala capped the year in the PH's 3 stars and the sun as she ended a 26-year gold medal drought for the Philippines in women's tennis singles in the SEAG. A 6-1, 6-2 win over Thailand's Maninkaya Sawanki had Eala joining Pia Tamayo, 1981, and Maricris Fernandez, 1999, as the only Filipino women to win SEAG golds. With a historic year behind her, Eala now turned her attention to the Australian Open in January, aiming to build on a season that pushed Philippine tennis further than it has ever gone. A return appearance in the WTA 125 Manila Open, which takes place from January 26th to 31st, depends on her Australian Open campaign. In a country where basketball hoops hang from every street corner and boxing legends are spoken of like folklore, it takes something extraordinary to rise above the noise. This year, that extraordinary force has a name that now echoes far beyond tennis courts and scoreboards: Alex Eala. No doubt about it, Alex Eala is the biggest Philippine sports figure of the year, not only because of her achievements, but because of what she represents to a new generation of Filipinos. For years, tennis in the Philippines lived quietly at the margins. It was a sport admired from afar, watched during late-night Grand Slams, often featuring champions from other nations. Then came Alex Eala, young, fearless, disciplined, and proudly Filipino, changing the narrative point by point, match by match. Alex's rise is not just about wins and rankings. It is about belief. From a very young age, she carried the Philippine flag into international tournaments where Filipinos were rarely expected to dominate. When she won junior Grand Slam titles, the victories felt larger than trophies. They felt like doors opening. Suddenly, Filipino kids could look at a tennis court and say, "That could be me." What makes Alex Eala stand out this year is how she embodies excellence with humility. Despite training abroad and competing against the world's best, she never left her identity behind. Every time she steps onto the court, she represents not just herself, but a nation hungry for new heroes. In interviews, she speaks with grace. In competition, she plays with fire. That balance, quiet confidence paired with relentless drive, is rare, especially at such a young age. This year, Alex has shown that she is no longer just a promising junior or a future star. She is now. Her performances signal a transition from potential to presence. She competes with composure beyond her years, reading opponents, adjusting strategies, and fighting through pressure with maturity that veterans admire. These qualities have elevated her status from a rising athlete to a national figure. But perhaps her greatest impact cannot be measured by match statistics alone. Alex Eala has redefined what Filipino athletic success can look like. She challenges the idea that Filipinos must fit a certain mold to excel in sports. Tennis, often perceived as elite or inaccessible, now feels closer to home. Courts feel more inviting. Rackets feel lighter in young hands inspired by her journey. Social media buzz, news headlines, and school conversations all reflect the same truth. Alex Eala has captured the country's attention, not through controversy or hype, but through consistency and class. Parents admire her discipline. Young athletes admire her courage. Coaches admire her work ethic. She has become a role model without trying to be one, and that authenticity is powerful. In a year filled with athletic achievements across different sports, what sets Alex apart is the lasting significance of her success. She is not just winning for today. She is building something for tomorrow. Her journey encourages investment in grassroots sports, belief in long-term development, and confidence that Filipinos can compete and win on the global stage. Being the biggest sports figure of the year is not just about popularity. It is about influence. It is about inspiration. It is about changing how a nation sees itself in the world of sports. By those measures, Alex Eala stands at the top.